So I was doing 1/3 of my damage, and I still beat it. My advice to you, when playing a game, you might want to actually have all your cool stuff. Slay both patrolling gold elementals. I love gold. We've got a loot lizard sighting. There's one of the gold elementals. There was something over there. Is that a chest of goodies? No, it's another loot lizard. It didn't make it. Sad to say. Oh, something hit really hard. Don't know what it was, but it hit hard. Those are small items, which do not interest me. Why does it say... Oh, there it is. It says slay both. I'm going, why does it slay both when I've killed one and there's another mark on the minimap? It's for the tomb. Which I'll go back to, I guess. My concern is that I'll forget. And I won't finish out the map. So we'll go back for the tomb, and I'll probably forget about the tomb, but hey. Stop running around, you little jerk. I can freaking kill you. Like that. Alright, now we go back to the tomb. And we'll go in. I gotta say, the amount of improvement they've put into this season for the end game, really good job. I mentioned earlier to Vorp that it's as good an end game system as you would expect from PoE. Maybe better. Probably better than your average one from PoE. Maybe not as good as one of their bigger ones, but better than an average one for sure. So I think it not only is it good for the game right now, as the Steam numbers are showing, but it also bodes well in the future. That they have a production pipeline in place now, that they know what they can and should maybe be doing. So good work, 11th hour all around. And given the debacle that was PoE 2's 0.2 launch, that seems to have worked out better for them than for 11th hour than if they hadn't had to move their launch. Someone like Shroud is playing and talking about how much more fun it is than the PoE 2 launch. It's just fun. You sit down, you start blasting. Oh, we've got not my nature to leave shards around. Where the hell am I going? I don't see anything on the map as to what I'm looking for. Use my portal to travel onwards. No, that's once we finish this out. Not till. Radamasa. Ooh, the cursed. He hit me with some damage. Can't have that, sir. What do you think you're doing, sir? Supposed to be damaging me. What the hell? Did you get the memo? champion. Gilgamesh the Corrupt and friends. He's dead. Corrupt or not, he's dead. That's who we were, I believe, finding to murder. Oh, maybe not. No, we're not done yet. Not done yet. I think I'll go for a walk. Not fooling anyone, you know. You'll be stone dead in a moment. Oh, here's the boss. Fate Weaver, Clotho. Still deathless. Thank you. Again, I will repeat, I am not deathless because of any particular skill on my part. Let's see. I don't believe we have any class-specific that I haven't already attempted to enchant, so I will re-roll one, even though that costs some amount of the currency. That one's quite boring. Why is it not allowing me to put things directly into... I don't know. It's going to use 500 of my currency. Potentially significantly better, actually, that one. Why is it behaving like this, guys? Doesn't it love me anymore? I'm inherently so lovable, don't you think? Projectile vomiting worldwide. Mana. Freeze rate multiplier. Oh, you know what this means. Yep. It's 20,000 in-game gold. No real world cost. 108 health. That's a lot. Elemental critical strike chance. Void risk. That's going to be really good for some build. Not this one, but for some build. I think we had finished here. We had indeed. We ran a... What is that over there? Oh, okay. Never mind. There's nothing. Stop. Oh, that wasn't something shooting at me. That was me just shooting shit in a random direction. Right, back to home base. Parry chance. Lightning damage on that bow. Bow attack speed. Yeah, that's actually a really nice bow. Next up, where were we going? We are now one away. We're going to get legendary drop or drops. When we finish this one out, time to kick a little ass and to take a little names. Because taking a little ass and kicking some names, it doesn't really make much sense. It is an arena, which means the mobs are going to be attacking us in waves. We have to destroy 13 waves of enemies. They have improved these. These used to be really unfun. They're better now, simply because the mobs come in quicker ways. Ooh, do not walk through the green badness. The green badness is, in point of fact, bad. Are we done with the green badness for now? I will now hit the other shrine. Have a look at those. Ding 73. We are 10 of 13 waves done. Again, we do not want to go near the bad green stuff. It's all hurty. Cannot recommend. Oh, we have a champion waiting for us down in the corner. No, he has decided to come and say hi on his own, which I think is really thoughtful. Weaver's Gift, Rune of Weaving. Have anything down here that was good? That was not actually bad. No. No. Not bad. I'm gonna have to open up a second tab for more of them. Is that the only not the Weaver's Gift? It's the second one of those we have. Weaver's Will Legendaries. Let's see. Increased duration of bleed, poison, and electrifying. Equipped. Per Weaver's Will item up to 5. Chance to electrify and slow. Electrify, a new debuff, I think? Damage leached is health from damage over time. And against all resistances for damage over time. Okay. We'll open the portal. Open that up. There's our legendary Death Rattle. Level 36. Minion critical strike multi. Int. Minions gain increased damage. Regain 30 health on minion death. Plus 3 to sacrifice. I think made of sacrifice. Well, we want to deconstruct that one. So we're going to... Again, we're looking to get all 5 shards here. Okay, now we'll get all 5. There we go. Ooh, 4 health shards, so that was worth it either way. The health shards are always good. Always welcome. It's going to be another 22,500 gold down the turlet. Well, not down the turlet. I'm going to get something for it, technically. Something actually pretty good. Alright, we are about 2/3 of the way between the second and third of the storyline quests. I'll do the first 2 storyline quests now. Heorot Sanctum. And that'll open up the third when we get there. I leveled up again, guys. Leave it to me. I have to search for the temple center. Probably where that icon is on the minimap. I don't want to say definitely. Lots of there. Oh, this is a dead end room. That's right.
I can stand down.
Those ice firing elementals have always been just an absolute pain. The ones that fire a whole bunch of ice arrows like that, because if you're not careful and paying attention, you can just be walking straight at them and not realizing all of a sudden it's bada 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 and dead.
Stand down or die.
And they even look like they're artillery. Those guys. Those guys. Bugs, Mr. Rico, zillions of them. Old guy book reference. worth breaking up for parts. Salvaging. Thank you for your help. Da-da-da-da. Echo conquered. Back to home base. Get the fat loot reward. 583 gold. Fat may have been an overly generous description. We can just drop this. We don't need that anymore. We're going to shatter. Shaubi. Old guy music reference 5, 7, 9, 12. We got 10 out of 12. That's really good. We'll now go to the Dragon's Grotto. And then we'll just do some more of the regular echoes to finish out. Let's do it. Ooh. We get everyone? Was everyone served? Terror Crown. The new base. That's not bad. That's a salvage objective. Storm Dragon eggs are far more numerous than expected. Even all these were wiped out. A single clutch in another grotto would be enough for them to rise again. Still have to destroy. I'm sure the dragons won't mind me killing them like that. I never heard of a dragon holding a grudge. They're thoughtful and loving creatures. Polaris' Sacred Light. I already have one of these. I think I already have one of these that has one out. If you're not familiar with the concept of legendary potential, a lot of times a unique item like this might be good, but it could be better. What legendary potential allows you to do is to smash an exalted purple quality item into it and get a number of those affixes moved over. Theoretically, if you had 4 legendary potential, which is extremely rare on any unique, but the rarer the unique, the much, much, much rarer, like 1 in a billion, I'm not exaggerating, shot kind of odds of getting a 4 legendary potential of one of the rare uniques. But if you were to have one with 4 LP, all 4 of the affixes on, like, say, this. If I had a helm that was legendary and had 4 LP and I used this, all of those numbers, the vitality, the mana, the increased health, the health, all of those would just get added to the unique weapon. That is legendary potential, and it's awesome. It's delicious. We want to drop this here. That's the potential crafty bit. That there, I'm going to bust this up, and I just realized that I have some forging potential in some of my items that I should probably try to use now that I've leveled up. This has 1, 5, 10, 11 affixes, and we got 5 out. This, for instance, has 10 forging potential. Now, vitality is my primary scaler. A lot of my stuff, the damage scales off vitality, so we wanted that at the max. It's at the max. We're not going to shatter this. We're left of hoping it has 10 potential yet left. And every time we forge, some of the potential can go. We have 3 more forges max on this. We want them all to go through. We We have not much odds of getting both, but we could. This one is the... No, this one's the bigger of the two. The percent. Yeah, so that's the more important. We want that one first. We got it, and when we hit level 74, we'll be able to add one more there, and that will have... Might have 2 forging potential left, but there's nothing else we can do with it. We'll have tier 5 or 6 affixes on everything, and it would be glorious. My amulet is still kind of crap. It has the max void, max elemental resist. It has no potential left. This has lots of potential left. In this case, it has a sealed affix, which means that one doesn't count. You can have 4 regular affixes and 1 sealed. Strength, mana, void resist, and cold resist. I think the mana is useful, at least. The void resist, not so much, because we have 84. Now you'll note, hey, how did I lose freaking poison and necrotic resists? At what point did that happen? I'll have to address that. Mana. We have 22 potential, that ate 10 of it. Again, 74 to get that last bit out. This has 4 forging potential. Necrotic, we don't care. Elemental, void. The void damage is actually of value to us. Elemental resistance. It has no potential left. This has lots of forging potential. Health regen, damage over time. Only thing left is the mana regen. Now the question is, it's relatively low tier. What? It's not actually what I wanted to look at. What prefixes could we add if we sealed this affix away? A tier 1 is easy to seal away. Almost always seals when you try to do it. Currently applied, cannot be applied. We'll look at the prefixes. These cannot be applied, but minion, fizz, we're looking for a better one. Void damage. For instance, void damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to seal the tier 1 mana regeneration, which will give us another open prefix. So we need a particular thing for that. Rune of Redemption randomly changes the exalted affix. Oh, that's right. That sort of reshuffles the exalted affixes on an item. So if it has a shitty affix, a good affix, but this one's tier 7 and this one's not, gives you a chance of reversing those numbers. Is it here? Where is... Clear that. It is a Glyph of Despair, has a chance to seal an affix. That's what we want. We want to seal this away. We'll still have 13% increased mana regeneration. It's just not a great one for us. We'll still have it, but it'll be down here as a sealed affix. We sealed it. It's easy to seal a tier 1. They almost always will seal. Tier 2, less likely. Tier 3, really unlikely. And I believe a tier 4 can seal, but the odds are extremely low. What that does mean, however, is we now can put void damage on there. Taking a very good ring and making it busted ass good. Got that? Busted ass. Okay, maybe not busted ass, but really good. Okay, we would like to craft this 5 times, so be easy on my forging potential, please. That took 8. I'd rather you didn't do that again. That took none. I prefer that. That took 2. That took 6. Level 77, we'll turn that into a tier 5. And you'll note that is 37% increased void damage, which means we're currently sitting at 16,000 roughly, and this will turn it into, I'm going to guess 17.5? 17.9. And this has forging potential left too. This one came with a sealed tier 5. The most important one here immediately, Vitality, because we scale Vitality directly into damage. This is another really good one. The minion dodge is not great for us, but the strength is extra. Cooldown recovery is great. Physical resistance is great. And now we're going to have a tier 5 fit. There's no harm in increasing the dodge. It's not a thing that's good for us, but there's no point in trying to get rid of it or anything. So we'll just try to upgrade it if we can. Yeah, and we will get that one to tier 5 as well. This has been a crafting TED Talk. I hope you enjoyed. We need probably 2 or 3 more echoes to reach the final quest echo. This will give us some more idols. And hopefully some more class-based ones so we can feed those and give them enchantments and make them delightful. Hey, yay! Another nemesis. I just really enjoy the nemesis. We are going to empower this for the second time. Same dude. And next time he will drop all of his loot, which will have been empowered, which means that some affixes may have gotten sealed on the regular items, or they may have just gotten a whole bunch of upgrades to them. A unique idol, very nice. And the unique item may have gotten either, I think they can get Weaver's Will applied, but they can certainly get additional affixes to turn them into, from a unique into a legendary. Ooh, he had a splody effect. That boy, damage taken is physical. I don't think we actually want that. We have to seal the Vile Gate. And I believe that is our exiled mage. No, just fat loot. Fat, I suppose, is in the eye of the beholder. I would not have described that as fat loot, at least not based on the outcome. But you gotta be hopeful. Don't understand. Alright, there's the Vile Gate coming up. And we'll pop it open right after we're going to be hammer throwing. We haven't done that since level 37. Changed our build. Initially, the build levels up using a hammer throw. And it appears that the Sentinel is the strongest archetype. In this patch, a lot of the streamers were playing. Starting off with hammer throw up until about level 40s, something like that. In some cases up until 70s. We have successfully completed this. Large, small. Size does matter, guys. Don't believe what they tell you. That's a lot of health. Well, we will go ahead and sacrifice that to the gods of Shatter. Oh, gods of Shatter. Catch. 12? We got 7 out. A 100% shield throw converted to void and elemental resistance. That's really good. I want to do a shield throw build because I just love the shield throw. And that's about as good as you're going to get on one of these. I have another one that's got 100% shield throw base damage converted to void, but you only need one, and this has got better second affix. 11% elemental resistance. This is really good. Chance for plus 30 throwing fire damage with shield throw. So you get both of these. Oh, you see the affix here is not a match. In this case, both affixes are good. In this case, they don't play well together, let's say. Yeah, I don't think I have any of those. Yeah, we only have one of those. We definitely want to get the void damage taken as physical. Oh, crap. I didn't want to do that. We got one out. I wanted to use the other type. I wanted to use the Rune of Removal. That was a mistake. I made a mistake. I apologize to every single person who watched that and had to watch me make a mistake and then try and double dog. Okay, this is used by one of the flavors of the mage. Yerp. Looks like we need one more. What would we like? Hey, fat buddy. Good evening. Hope your Saturday is a non-stop state of delirium. In the good way, you know. Delirious with good stuff. I'm going to stop right there. The frigid hinterland. I don't like to talk about how cold my hinterland is, you know? A guy doesn't discuss such things publicly. A gentleman doesn't. Oh, he took much longer to die than I was expecting. The nerve. Alright, well, we've got a champion up here. We had a champion up there.
Stand down.
Mind you, he's only 12 levels higher than me, so... This build is just really good. Oh, we've got another Rioan's Fortress, 1 LP. That is another... Well, that was another loot lizard. It isn't anymore. Now it's a pair of loot lizard skin boots.
Stand down or die.
If anyone else is playing Last Epoch or considering it, let's play build. Just go to Last Epoch Tools and look up Ali's Void Knight. Just about do it. What I ran at launch, and so I saw she was updating it for all of the updates that were in this patch. Wanted to give it a try. Yeah, it's strong. If I can reach level 72 without dying, it's in a pretty good place. Ready for 420 Easter? Not only is it 420 Easter, it's also the birthday of one of my favorite Twitch streamers, one Engelbert Meow. Sadly, she will not be streaming. I will give her a hard time about the 420 correlation. One item. I was robbed. If getting one thing is being robbed, then I was robbed. Not sure that actually holds. Gold Ring of Sparks. Health and health regen. Okay, sure. Sure. This time we'll remember and we'll... Yay, we removed the stuff we wanted to remove. How nice is that?
Yes.
Oh, it's so disappointing. You see, +1 to Runic Invocation, you check and it's got a range of 1 to 3 and you get 1.
Take care.
disappointing. You hope for more, you know? Stun avoidance, critical strike avoidance, and dodge. That's actually really good. Not for this build, but for some other build somewhere in the future. We should now have the last, indeed, the Rotting Horde. This is a big boss fight. The Emperor of Corpses. Got him. No problem. Alright, and the Blessing, necrotic resistance, melee damage leached his health, or chance to slow on hit. We'll take the chance to slow on hit. Oh, he's sinking into the ground. He's going away. Success, once again, is mine. The Symbol of Demise, offhand catalyst. Ward retention, ward gain on kill. Every 3 seconds your ward is consumed, granting a stack of Demise. For 13 ward. 13. You can probably hear a child screaming in the distance. I promise it's not like I have one in my basement. I don't have a basement. I have a garage. No kids. As a kid running around out in the courtyard of my shared condo space, he's having a good day, I'm going to guess. Each stack of Demise grants 10% bleed chance up to 200%. Each stack of Demise grants 1% increased bleed duration. Not sure that's a keeper for me or any of my builds. Let's see, where are we? We're in Reign of Dragons. We now need to go up to these 3 and finish these off to open up the very last fight. So we have 3 more sets of echoes to go through. And then the boss, and then we move up to level 100 stuff and corruption. The last ruin. I don't remember which timeline that is. It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid. I am not afraid. I fear no man. The Age of Winter. Nothing stands out as a specific direction I want to go. We'll go this way. As experience gold or gold and those. Here at least we have some stuff. So we're going to go with Willow Marsh. No, level 90. I am, what, 73? Something like that. 73, almost 74. 17 levels under. That is another lizard. Grab that shrine. Doesn't mean I'm going to have to be a little more attentive. Things are more likely to be dishing out large amounts of damage if you're not attentive. If something could one-shot me, or I think probably more likely is I could get hit by a couple of things at the same time. A couple of directions. We have another Nemesis. We want to clear everything out before we get to the Nemesis. Nemesis me. Challenge. Where are we going? We need to slay the patrolling Ice Goliath. Ice Goliaths can be really nasty. I have died to them plenty in the past. We have another champion. Ooh, that's a lot of fire damage. Fortunately, my Kung Fu is strong. We will go back for the tomb after we have taken out the Ice Giant. It's not speed optimal, but my somewhat latent OCD tendencies prefer if I do things in a nice order.
Stand down or die.
That was the guy we needed to kill. I wasn't afraid of killing him. It was him getting one of his wackety attackities off that I wasn't particularly keen about. Alright, back to the tomb. That's the new mechanic for the season. The tomb. We start off with a rune prison. Just
I did nothing wrong.
I actually think we want to go the other way. I'll do that. Right, go. We have a champion over here. He's got to go. Don't want to do it. Legal obligation, you know. You sign the contract. You've got to kill the people you've got to kill. He's good. Definitely, these guys got a lot more hit season stuff going on than they did before. It's annoying to me. Occasionally the filter is filtering out stuff that it's theoretically not supposed to. So I have to do this, and that, and that, to pick up that, and both of those. Turn on the filter again. Don't know if her filter has issues, or if the game is misparsing the list. Oh, epic shards. I'm not going to say no. Yeah, I am going to say no. No. Miss TNZ, how you doing? Weaver's Tree is just like a loot buff thing. It allows you to sort of choose. I will show you the Weaver's Tree when I finish this up. Please remind me if I don't, because forgetting things is one of my specialities. You've been around enough to know that. The end game is quite good. This is, in my estimation at least, better than your average PoE league. Not as good as the best PoE leagues, but better than an average one. So the tombs, I think tombs are in most of the maps. Maybe all. I haven't really been paying close attention. Whoops. I would like to kill him because he was actually hitting pretty hard. Is that the boss? Yeah, it was. That was the boss. Okay. See, the Weaver's Tree, is that just like a loot buff thing only? I mean, what it offers doesn't influence the damage you do? Oh, exactly. No, it doesn't. It is all about what is going to happen in your echoes, but not just the Weaver's stuff, the tombs and cemeteries, but also the regular echoes too. Like the mages, the exiled mages may come out as exiled mage champions. The nemesises may come out as nemesis champions. Mobs that you kill have a chance to drop boss loot from the echo you're currently in. So there are a lot of tuning the things you want to do and the things that it rewards you with. Let me see. First of all, we've got our reward chest. Up here, did we get any new shrines? No. I'm currently having an issue with the UI, so I have to kind of manually yoink this and enchant it here. Give me something good. You want to. Chance to inflict Time Rot. Probably won't be using a Time Rot build with the shield throw. May have to redo that one. Open portal. Open portal. Back to town. Let's get a look at the Weavers. Ooh, ooh, pretty, shiny. Let's see, factions. So, first of all, if you've played before, we've got the faction Circle of Fortune and the Merchants Guild. I'm getting close to tier 6. No, did I just get tier 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yep, I got 5. So, 35% chance for double rewards for my Monolith Echoes. But also there are 2 endgame factions. I haven't unlocked the second one yet, but this is the Woven. And this is the Weaver Tree. You start here. And so these are the ones that I have included. Do I want to keep that one there? Tombs and cemeteries erased have a small chance to drop timeline boss. Yeah, actually, kind of do. Okay. So in this one, I get tombs more often in my echo. My echo web. The standard echoes. This one, rare enemies have a chance to drop boss loot from the timeline. This one, and note, I am moving from point to point, but you can put in multiple points. Tombs and cemeteries have increased monster pack size. That's more XP, more loot. Tombs and cemeteries have a guaranteed rune prison with a possessed exiled mage. And here, exiled mages, I put 3 in here, in your echoes have a chance to drop a pile of items with plus level of skill affixes. It's always hard for me to find the plus level of skill affixes, and this will produce more of them that I can then salvage onto other gear. And right now I'm heading over for this one, where champions in your echoes have a chance to drop uniques with at least 1 legendary potential. So here I am tuning both the content and the rewards of all of my echoes. Wrong. Right. And this is, the echo tree, the standard echo tree. Season 2 update seems pretty good. I would say very good. As I said earlier, I would say it's better than an average PoE league. Not as good as the best PoE leagues. Maybe as good as a good PoE league. So yeah, I would say it is a full-fledged, serious... If they can keep cranking these out, this quality every 3 or 4 months, which I doubt. I think they'll probably do what PoE did, which was alter one smaller and then one larger. I think they're in good shape going forward. It's a really, really solid addition to the game. As always, in my opinion. I could say in my humble opinion, but if you've been watching me for a while, you know I don't have those. I'm not sure I even believe in them. Blight of Lycasis. Another one of the Weaver's Will legendaries. We got that and that and... Man, I have a lot of vials of volatile ice. It's one of those. I've gotten a bunch of them and Irun's something, her sword. Right now I'm not going through my loot particularly closely. I'm mostly basically dump tabbing it. Because it's not interesting to watch me play with my food. So to speak. No, I am very pleased with the quality and quantity of what we got. Wait, was that damage? It's damage over time. That's a remarkable amount of increased damage over time. Is that tier 6? Tier 7? Oh my god, it's tier 7. Pardon me, I have to touch myself. Okay, I'm good. I'm fine. Perfect. That needs to be salvaged first. I would like to get the level of Smelter's Wrath, because he who smeltered it, deltered it. Hopefully we can get it the first go. We have a 1 in 3 chance. Go! We got it right off the bat. How nice. Sell that then.
Yes.
She'll never know that it had a better affect. Oh, how can I... What can I do here? I can seal... I can't seal the tier 5 dodge, sadly. I can take a shot at sealing that. That would be good. If I can seal that, I can still turn this into a significantly good item. But we have not a great shot. It's a tier 3. I think tier 3 is only like a 20% chance, something like that, to seal. And then tier 4 is really small. The alternative is, instead of trying to seal it... No, I have to try and seal it, I think. Here we go. We have 34 forge potential, and it's sealed. We're not dead yet. I think I'll go for a walk. All right, it's sealed. What we need here is void damage. What does that have? That has elemental resists. What are elemental resists like? Cold, there's nothing we can do to mess with cold, but the other two, elemental damage, or elemental resistances would be good. So, void, right? Void damage. Increase void damage. You know, all we need is to get 10 affixes added without burning through all our forging potential. How tough could it be? That was 7. That was perfect in that it crit and therefore advanced 2. It did it again. Okay, well then. That's really unexpectedly good. In fact, we didn't need 10. It took 3 to get the first one completely filled out. Elemental resistance. We could lose all of it. All of the forging potential. Oh, where's the fun in it? It took 1 point. It took 1 point. It took 3 points. We have to wait until level 76 to continue forging on this. That's really quite good. I think our elemental resists might have a couple of points under that I might be able to... Okay, let's see. First of all. So, with this in place... This is our primary damage dealer. It's doing just shy of 18,000. 19,000. But that's not really taking into effect the damage over time effect. That is, I think, more like the base damage. So we're going to put this away because it's good and might be good for another build. We're going to check, and we are just a tiny bit under on lightning. Do we have a lightning? Poison. That's a Void Pen. We'd like to keep that. That's poison resist. Increased damage over time. We'd like to keep that one too. I think we can get rid of that one and still have. We're capped on necrotic. The healing effectiveness is actually pretty good. Let's see. Poison resist. No. Trying to find one I can yoink. Can I find? That's got 2% increased health. Can I find a vertical with more than 7%? 9%. So. Elemental. No. 8. No. 6. No. 3 and 1 is not. 8. What was the number I was looking for again? 8 will get me close. Chance to ignite. So, the survey says... let's laugh at lens, is what the survey says. Oh, elemental resistance. And chance to inflict time rot. Sure. It's a 3 high. Oh, it's a 3 high. Uh-huh. And that's got 16 poison. Pardon me here. I'm resistance juggling right now. That's poison. How much poison do we have? We can afford to lose 8. That's 16, which is actually kind of a lot. That's 4. Okay. Right. We should be fine. I can figure this out. I can math this out. I think. Pretty sure. Maybe. No, because the poison is a horizontal one. Alright. We can yoink that. Our resists are now overcapped in everything, which is what we were seeking. We now have a 2 high vertical. Let's see if we can get a good one of these out. One of the Weaver idols. This is one of the things you got to do to try and optimize. Vertical Weavers. Let's see. Ignite. No thanks. Wow, not a lot of vertical. Lightning Pen. That's not quite it. That's more elemental resists if I needed them. Cold resist. Cold resist. How about in the little 2s? The little 1x1s, I mean. Health regen, and armor. That's not like anything huge, but it's fine. More armor? At 5% armor? Sure. Armor is good. I like armor. They make wonderful hot dogs. Not really. They do make hot dogs. You can't fool me, that's not the case. It's the case. They make hot dogs. Okay. We hit another level. Oh my, look. And now when we take any void damage, first of all, elemental damage, 30% of it is turned into void, but our void damage is now reduced by 12%. That's after the 75% is removed for it being capped. So if we get hit for 1,000 void damage, 250 gets through. 12% of that is removed. So out of that 250, we only instead take 220? 220, I think. And that's the same holds true for elemental. The 75% gets removed. Then we remove 30% of it as void and reduce that by 12%. It's a lot of math, but it's good. You take my word for it. It's good. Let's see. Do we want a bow? We might eventually want a bow. We're going to go here. The Midnight Strand. Pardon the kid yelling out in the courtyard. He's having fun. At least I assume he's having fun. I doubt his, if he's being tormented by his parents, they're doing it out in the courtyard. That would be an odd choice. An offhand catalyst, another goddamn ice thing. That's 5 of them at least. Oh, hey. First of all, we've got a new nemesis, and he has the Flight of the First, Rogue Bow, and a couple other items. We're going to empower. Once. And we're going to kill this mage. Really, really hard. That one has 2 LP. We have not had very many 2 legendary potential buffs. Dodge rating, endurance threshold if you've not been hit. Gotta start cutting down the amount of loot I'm picking. Oh, we have a champion. We had a champion. Another exiled mage. And he dropped a Marrowphage, which is a really weird and wacky unique item. That when you salvage a sword, if you have it equipped, it will get some of the affixes that you've yoinked off the sword. Diamond Matriarch, got her. We need to get the second one. She's coming this way. How thoughtful of her. It's like a meal that delivers itself. She's now kiting away. Loot lizard. And there she is. She waits for the loot lizard to get my attention. She thinks she's being clever. Instead, she's just being late. A late bad guy. Bad person. Matron. Rogue level of Dark Quiver Shard. Rare. And the other one was something for the... another a rare type of shard. So Marrowphage. When you shatter a 2-handed sword while you have Marrowphage equipped, it absorbs the shards you would gain, using them to gain legendary affixes or replace its existing one. I know of a case where a guy had one of these where he had absorbed the most amazing affixes and without thinking salvaged another 2-handed sword, completely re-rolling the affixes on it and ruining his Marrowphage. Pain. Melee resist. That is an enormous amount of health. My, that's a very big health you have. We are almost full. No, we're not full. How many vials of volatile ice do we have? I have 1 here. 2. 5. I have 5. No, we also have 5 Irun's Penance. They're falling from the skies. Sort of. Why am I not getting any tombs? Or cemeteries? It's hurting my feeling. I just have the 1. So, I have picked up another new game today. Probably be playing it sometime in the very near future. Another survival crafting game called... called Lost Skies, which I think is really careless. Lose your skies. Going into the tomb. And we're going to start with another exiled mage. His brilliance is unequal to it, so we'd have us think. Let's see. Bees. That has possibilities. And also, next week is another game that I had wish-listed. That's 3 wish-listed games all coming out in a week or a week and a day. It's just not fair. As well as this season starting up as well. It's just... ooh, that... I haven't seen that attack before. So a whole bunch of stuff I want to play, all becoming available at the same time. It's, you know, sometimes it's like no game, and you sit there and you stare at your Steam collection, and you think, I've got all these games and nothing I want to play. Well, now all of a sudden I've got shitloads of games. The one we get next week on Wednesday, I think, is the best game title of the year, Rail Gods of Hystera. 11 Weaver's Will Essence Weaver. It is a survival crafting game. Again, I have to admit, kind of got the yen for those games these days. Syriacs of the Burning Sky. What makes this one different is takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where Cthulhu and friends have taken over the world. Oops. And you get around on a train. Seriously, you get around on a train. All right, that is another one of these. About the same numbers. About the same number, slightly better. But I will use a special item to peer into the Weaver's Will and see what affixes it has and see if it's worth trying to swap. I've had a couple of them. And swapping between... oh, we've got a boss. Weaver's Will item is a bit of a pain because it unspecs one of your points from each of your trees. Two-handed sword. Now the Orb Weaver's Fang. Second one of those we've got. One I've got now, really only great thing on it in terms of the Weaver's Will is 10% elemental resistance. Necrotic isn't bad, but I think we're overcapped. No, actually, we need that too. So if this one is good, we might have to do more stat juggling, but we're doing that on stream. I'll probably be tying things up here pretty quick. Wah! Kill that. And we want to roll that. Drum roll, please. The enchantment it gets. Time Rot. We like Time Rot around here. Sounds gross, but trust me, Time Rot smells like cherry blossoms. Dying and decaying cherry blossoms, but it is cherry blossoms. Volcanus. What is it we're doing here? Oh, did we already finish this off? I guess we did. Huh? I'm just killing things. Fine, we'll kill this champion and... want nothing. Offhand Catalyst. Rot Mine. Second one of those I've got. Where? Bonk. My filter filtered. There's RuneScape Dragonwild Survival, but isn't on full release. That's the other one that dropped, indeed. So 3 of them, basically in a week or a week and a day. RuneScape Dragon Wilds, early access. Lost Skies today, early access. And then Rail Gods of Hystera on Wednesday, early access. I resisted RuneScape Dragon Wilds. I probably won't be able to resist Rail Gods, and I was not able to resist Lost Skies. Was tempted to stream it tonight, probably will be streaming it tomorrow. What did we get? We got the Essence Weaver with 11. Let's see. Gain a stack of elemental essence when you directly use a melee attack. At 9 stacks, consume them all to randomly cast Smite, Frostclaw, or Stormbolt. Smite is a spell that I can cast as a Sentinel. Frostclaw is a mage spell. Stormbolt, I think, is a shaman. They're not called shaman, are they? Shaman is one of the subspecs. Primalist spell. Stats on this item are tripled for casts which consumed elemental essence. Spell damage, increased elemental damage, increased mana regen. Seems good. Seems like it might be good anyway. Directly use a melee attack. Well, if you're doing that as a mage, you're probably a spellblade. If you're doing it as a sentinel, you could be anything. And if you're doing it as a primalist, you could be anything. I wonder if it only uses the one that your class has. If not, then the other 2 could use it as well. It's an interesting item. We also got Volcanus. Melee fire, spell fire, increased fire, fire damage leached his health. Chance to cast magma shards on melee hit. Ooh, it's a flamberge. There we are. So, Rot Mind, Orb Weaver's Fang, Volcanus, Essence Weaver. This one I want to play with a little. Back down here. Nope. Here. Yep. Shred Armor. Chill on hit. Thigh Bone, Die Bone. Warpath. Spin to win. I do love me a spin to win build, you know. Lightning damage. Any of these good? Let's see. Void resistance, poison. Void pen, increase void damage. That's a keeper. Holding on to that one for sure. No. Fine. Bleed and fizz. And lightning pen and lightning resist. This one we're going to sell.
Yes. Take care.
So let's see. This one has no resists. We only have one 2-wide, and that's got 16 poison resist. Our poison resist, we kind of need it. I mean, we don't need. It probably wouldn't kill us. But that anal retentive OCD thing I mentioned before kind of wants me to keep myself at least... That's the one I was trying for. At least at cap. Now, the last thing we're going to do before I do call it an evening is we have this Weaver's Will item. Now, Weaver's Will, you can see it has 13. It lists it under the mana and melee attack mana cost. That's going to add random affixes, like this one has. The red affixes at the top. Tier 4, 4, and 3, which means it had initially 11 points of Weaver's Will. And they're going to be random affixes. This one, the Necrotic, isn't very necessary. The Critical Strike doesn't matter. The Elemental is good. The stats on the item are make it worth using with almost anything. The question is, can we get a better one here? Now, normally we would have to equip this and level it up, but they have included this shiny little item, the Rune of Weaving, which is going to take 4 to 8 of the Weaver's Will, and it's going to instantly give it to us. Currently, we have none out of the 13. Bong! There's 9 left, so it gave us... It only took the minimum 4, thanks. Increased fire damage. That does almost nothing for us. I think nothing. We do a little bit of fire damage, but it's converted to void, so I don't think we actually get credit for that. We'll hit it again. 4 again. Fire damage. That's got to be tier 5 or 6. It's tier 6. Elemental damage over time. Resistances while channeling. Those are good together. They're just not good with this build. They would be good for a fire-based sentinel. I don't know what they have for channeling, but they do a lot of elemental damage. And so fire and setting things on fire begins with an I. Oh my God. Not immolation. The brain. It does this to me so often where I know there's a word and I just can't fish it out of my mind. I come up with the wrong one that begins with the same letter most of the time, like immolation. Ignition? No, I don't think that's it. Ignite. Yeah, there we go. Ignite. God. So we will set this aside. It is not for this build, but maybe for another. Because that actually was getting good stuff on it. What did I do with it? It's still in the forge. There we are. Okay. I am going to call it here for the evening. As always, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I honestly do. I mean, I would lie to you, but I don't have to in this case. So tomorrow, maybe more Lost Epoch. It's an epoch. It might be a last, it might be lost. It's not clear. But more likely, I'm thinking probably Lost Skies. Lost Skies. Why did they do this to me? Which is a survival crafting game that came out yesterday? Yesterday or the day before? Day before, I think. It all runs, yeah, day before, Thursday. It all runs together, my friends. And my mind gets it all confused. So, back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. That's going to do it. I want to thank you guys again for hanging out. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your evening or day goes awesome. Take care, and ciao for now. Bye, guys. Thanks again.